Dig deep in your brain and think back to the good days of licensed games based on movies. Jaws, Minority Report, Aeon Flux, and if you're into it, the Die Hard trilogy. There were tons of movie-based games, but nowadays that whole category of gaming has just shrunk less and less each year. What's up, folks? My name is Tanner, and today I'm going to share a few of my favorite movie-based games. This list is in no particular order, and I could do way more than 5, so if you enjoy this video, do me a favor and slap the hell out of the subscribe button, and maybe we'll get a part 2. At number 5, we have Ghostbusters. Maybe it's bad timing considering we do have a third film on the way, but this game was supposed to act as a third movie, taking place 2 years after part 2 during Thanksgiving. The team is training a new rook when things go south as ghost activity in New York is on the rise. As the movies, they're classics, but as a game, it is just unique. We don't have any other game like this as of now. There is a game coming out called Midnight Ghost Hunt, which is multiplayer. It might scratch that itch you have for something like this, but it's not entirely the same by any means. Now, other than the continuation of the story, there are 3 things that make this game most interesting. Gameplay sees us trapping ghosts. We will slam them against walls, tire them out, and then finally trap them. Now, do be careful though, the city does keep a tab on how much damage you do to every building during your missions. Number 2 is the development hell this game went through is absurd. Different studios, different publishers, different gameplay styles. There's too much to talk about, but the rocky road that this game has is just out of this world, and it did not deserve it. Now lastly, the different versions that this game got. Every version of this game is the same except for the Wii Edition. The Wii Edition is cartoony and the story does slightly differ. However, both are still a great time. Coming in at number 4, we have Friday the 13th. Not necessarily what you would expect on this list because there is no story, minus the tapes you find of Jason's mother talking. However, this game took an approach that I think we all enjoy more than if it were, let's say a story-based game. 7 counselors versus Jason Voorhees. Unless you're on PC, then most likely you're going to be going against 5 Jasons. Shit sucks. Modders have taken over this game. The idea of the counselors surviving against Jay was the right way to go, so why would we want it any other way? This was the ultimate way to pay us fans homage. Then they go even deeper and give Jason the memorable kills from the franchise, such as the sleeping bag kill, punching their head off, the classic stab. I could go on. I mean, this game just screams love to us fans. But sadly, it's not what it used to be with the lawsuit against Jason's character, with no more content updates, and then the updates to fix the bugs are getting less and less. And then if you're on PC like me, the modders have just taken over. I mean, it is a modder's heaven, and it is unbearable at points. And like they all say, all good things have to come to an end. But it was fun while it lasted, and it made my list. Number 3 is Alien Isolation. Now, with all the licensed games based on movies, this one is definitely up there as top tier. After a rocky release of Colonial Marines, people were iffy on another Alien game, myself included. But at the end of the day, Sega proved that they knew how to make an Alien game to appease us. However, I do think that wasn't the most concerning thing for tons of people. I think what they were more worried about was the style of the game being similar to Outlast. Though there are more actions we perform here versus Outlast, it still had some raised eyebrows. However, the formula made sense as it was similar to the first film. Ellen didn't go balls to the wall and fight the xenomorph until the end. And that's almost what happens here, just with a little bit of its own twist. But for the most part, you're going to be hiding, running, and trying to scare the xenomorph away. And to keep things interesting, the AI that Sega put in the Alien is a masterpiece, and it's still bragged on to this day. As for the story, it takes place 15 years after the first film, with Ellen's daughter, Amanda, looking for her flight recorder to find out what happened to her mother. It is a well-written story, and it is definitely worth your time. Coming in at number 2 is Terminator Resistance. Probably not a pick for most people, but there are quite a few things that I feel should be appreciated here. First off, this game acts as if 1 and 2 are the only existing movies, and in my heart, those are the only ones that matter. This game doesn't get a bad rep, but nor does it get a good one. Most would say, if it's on a sale, try it. Which I don't exactly agree with. It's not AAA, but as you all know, I love my AA games and what work they put into the game. And here you'll see what I mean. Gameplay-wise, it's a better Homefront than Homefront Part 2 could have ever hoped to be. The shooting felt tight, the crafting was easy, leveling up was among the simplest you could get it. Crafting, lockpicking, damage, hacking, like I said, it's simple upgrade stuff. Now, as for the world, it wasn't too open, but it had areas to explore like the second Homefront did. This game also features many side quests to be completed, but what really sells me this game is the story. If time travel is your thing, then you should already know that this is your game. Terminator has some of the more intriguing ideas for time travel, and here it's shown to its fullest. It connects to part 2 in a way that kind of had me thinking, oh shit, I know where this is headed. Finally, at number 1, I have Mad Max. This is probably my favorite because of how big of a Mad Max fan I am. And this isn't a sequel, nor is it a prequel of any sorts. In itself, it's just a separate story, or at least that's what Avalanche Studios has went on the record saying, that this isn't canon. But come on, dude. It has so many connections and similarities. The stories of the film and the game are simple. Max wants revenge. The main antagonist in the game is the son of Immortan Joe, who is the villain from Fury Road. Max still struggles with the loss of his family that ultimately gets to his head every time he lets his guard down. I mean, there are just too many things that are alike, and I get it, they're in the same universe, so yeah, they have to be similar. But to me, in my heart, this game is canon. And along with that, this game is action-packed with tons of car-on-car battles, smashing each other, shooting out the wheels, harpooning. And with that, we have the neat combat style that a lot of people would say is similar to Batman. True, but it's actually very close to how Max Rokitansky fights in the films. I mean, seriously, if you want a good movie-based game that gushes love for the series, this is a great one to get your hands on. Open world, upgrades, replayability. I mean, just dive in. I've literally bought this game for like 4 of my friends, and all of them say the same thing. They wish they would have bought it day one, and they love it. There you all have it. These are 5 movie-based games that I absolutely gush over. Now, why is it that we can't get more games like this? Are our licensed stuff over with? Or is there just too much court stuff tied into all these characters like Jason's? I have no idea. All I know is there are tons of movies I want to see made into video games, like full-fledged video games. I don't want John Wick Hex. I want John Wick, The Adventures of Baba Yaga or something. I don't know. Just give me movie games. That's all I got. If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Till next time, folks.